Fashion.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel where we take old clothes and make it fashion. Today the idea is to texture fabric, or like texture leather in this case. So join me on this journey. But we do have a small problem to begin with. I soaked it for a few days. The idea was to make the leather like super subtle, really soft so that it's even easier to move. In order for leather to get more supple, not subtle, you have to soak it and twist it really tightly every day for a couple of days. It was very tough work, honestly. However, the material was from my old leather patchwork coat. Hot tip, patchwork, red flag, big hell to the no. Then we have this grill tray, but you guys, it almost took me a day to arrange one. The leather was not only looking surprising, or shall we say atrocious, crumbling apart like our economy. It actually was, because the leather could not be twisted or manipulated in any way without... Call me naive, but obviously I thought I can make this work. Maybe this is not really the most suitable material. And with the lack of proper twisting, the result was a leather that was as supple as... Wow, don't mind me.
I'm being creative, if you'll excuse me.
Just do my thing, yeah? Elephant skin. Patchwork. Patch did not work at all. Damn. 2 days later. It's been soaking for 2 days. I've been going in quite a few times. I feel like ideally I should probably soak it for another 2 days. Sacrificing my suede pants got a little unwearable. Something with climbing a high fence. That's a story for another time. The more you twist and soak the leather, the more skin-like it will feel again. Almost like there's a layer on it that is like gel. Which is exactly what you want, because it means the leather is more stretchable and easier to work with. You have to pay attention, because just like Andrew Tate's masculinity, the leather is really fragile now. So I'm just trying to not rip. Also, me, I was just having a little moment.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Every time I ripped it, I saw these like micro droplets in the ring light. Very flash dance.
12 seconds later.
Ripping the leather. Don't do that, guys. Stress. So start in the middle. At first, I'm using my big fat fingers. Quickly switching to the back side of a screw to add a little more punch. Have you ever played whack-a-mole? Because this is exactly how frustrating I imagine this to be. Every time I push somewhere, someone else wants to unfold again. I just can't keep it all in place with just 2 hands. But you know me, low-key genius fashion god that I am, came up with the idea to use paper clips to hold the leather in place, using a fashionably complicated but maybe slightly unnecessary method of pre-stretching the leather with the bigger clips and then adding the paper clip to hold it in place, with the aim of creating a more pronounced textured leather. A little unsure if I'm maybe overcomplicating this all. As we all know, time does not grow on trees. Okay, I think these we don't need a little clum thingy. So I'm quickly ditching this 2-clip method to just the paper clip. And to really push the paper clips as far on there as possible. I kind of want to turn it around to see what's happening there. Wow. When everything is completely clipped, clapped and clopped, I'd strongly recommend you put it away in a safe spot, secured by dangerous guard dogs. You never know nowadays. I would not put it in front of a heating source. Patience is paperclip. Well. It completely dried. It's like my last bit of... So I'm gonna get the paper clips off. I don't know what to expect. We'll go step by step. Cross our fingers, except for I can't. I have to get the paper clips out, but you can cross your fingers for me. The moment of truth. There's like 2 types of people in the world. The ones that... and the ones that...
Slash and gash, cut another hole in your ass.
No comments. So, if you've been on my channel before, it might not be a surprise that I'm gonna stabilize with some fusible adhesive. I still don't know how to call this fusible adhesive. No, it's not fusible adhesive. It's iron-on interface. I'm only doing this for a few years, guys. Follow the instructions of the iron-on interfacing, which usually means ironing 5 to 10 seconds on pretty high heat. Even adding a little steam or water. Actually, there might be better ways to stabilize this. Can you imagine gluing another layer of leather or like fake leather against it with some special leather glue? This is the real moment of truth, because now I don't dare to get it out. You do it! I'm not mad at it. It's kind of cool. Kind of something. What are we gonna make from it? Pretend it's a phone cover. So I think I'm gonna make just a little pouch party bag. And I'm gonna cut this sky blue fabric for lining. A great idea to reuse your fabric scraps. I found this chunky zipper from an old coat, but for this pouch sewing technique, I would rather recommend a little bit more of a fine zipper. Chop off so that it's gonna be the same width as the purse. And I thought to be clever and just close the end of the zipper with some 1-second glue, but hot it. Don't glue it to your table. Now I put my lining facing upward, put the zipper facing upwards right at the edge, and then my leather facing downwards, and use my clips to hold the 3 layers together. Fold it up into double check so the zipper is half open. I'm gonna sew my seam until I come at the zipper. Then I'm gonna lift my sewing machine foot, move the zipper up to close it, so that I can continue my hopefully straight seam. It sounded easier than it is. Because of the waffle structure, the leather wanted to stretch out a little bit and the lining not. Repeat these steps for the other side. My brain was like, Cinderella has gotten so famous for losing her shoe.
Oh, hell no.
I'll just drop my entire foot. Bye bye, sewing machine food. Well, it happens to the best of the best, apparently. Let's keep that between us. Then I'm gonna add a top stitch really close to the edge of the leather to have the zipper lying nice and flat. Don't forget, for this leather we need a bigger stitch length. We don't want to create Andrew Tate-like fragility here. Then it should look like this. Everything perfectly lining up. Or just like yours truly, chop chop, make it work. I pinned the 2 sides together, lining on the lining, back on the back, trying to line up the zipper as well as possible, facing towards the lining. Then I'm gonna sew all around the back, leaving a hole in the lining so that I can still turn it inside out. And when you come at the zipper, go slow or go home. In other words, use the hand wheel to not break your sewing needle off. Where there are times in my life that I have sewn more decent and straight. It's late, we're tired, we sew with leather, and I honestly never sew leather. The dog ate my homework and the bridge was open, so I couldn't help it at all. But here we are, the moment of truth, the butt of the bag. Oh shit, I wanted to cut the corners. Go back and just cut off the seam allowance in the corner diagonally, so that all these seam allowances are not gonna bulk up in this corner. Don't cut too far though, then there will be a hole. I never did that though. Heard it from friends. Going with the scissor to gently push the corners out. Closing the lining with a top stitch. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video to support the channel. This is a great DIY Christmas gift idea if you have like plenty of time. Or gift it for your dad's birthday, for example, which was only like a month ago. You still have a birthday present, Dad. Self-made.
Oh, dankjewel.
Upcycled leather.
Nou, dat ziet er wel heel goed uit, man. Dankjewel. Dat is voor mijn telefoon.
Paspoort, telefoon.
Paspoort, go. Alles in stof.